It begins with an armored assault group pushing forward, determined to break through Ukrainian defenses. Dozens of tanks and armored vehicles surge ahead, aiming to seize Ukrainian positions. As they advance, the number of tanks and BMPs grows, striking from multiple directions. But Ukraine's defense was already set. Battalion commanders observed the attack live and immediately ordered their artillery crews to prepare. Music. Coordinates of the Russian column are passed to Ukrainian artillery, which opens fire. At the same time, Russian commanders begin bombarding Ukrainian lines to support advancing armor. The Russians bring out two S-7 systems, heavy Soviet-made artillery. Applause. Music. Meanwhile, tanks and BMPs push forward, unleashing fire to suppress Ukrainian troops. Soon, the Russian column moves into range of a Ukrainian anti-tank howitzer. The shot lands, damaging one of the vehicles. Yet the column pushes onward. That's when a Ukrainian M7 engages. A near miss, but still not enough. As Russians close in, Ukrainian soldiers fire a TGM in an attempt to halt one of the armored vehicles. It misses. Again, the situation turns dangerous as the column nears, but the tide quickly shifts after a Ukrainian artillery strike. A direct hit disables a Russian tank, halting it in place. Javelins are then launched against BMPs carrying infantry. One lands with precision, leaving the BMP crippled. Ukrainian fire grows heavier as more Russian armor approaches. Suddenly, the Lid tank triggers mines and comes to a stop. This proves decisive for Ukraine's forces, buying them intelligence and critical time. With the Lid tank blocking the route, another vehicle strikes a mine. Ukrainian ATGM teams work relentlessly, hunting Russian armor without pause. Losses. Mount for Moscow's troops. Yet despite the toll, they force a breakthrough, driving directly toward Ukrainian trenches. The objective becomes clear. Tanks fire to pin defenders while BMPs rapidly unload infantry before pulling back. Overhead, bomber drones release explosives onto the Russian vehicles. Soldiers rush into Ukrainian trenches and take cover. At the same moment, Ukraine deploys 120mm mortar against the advancing infantry. The battlefield erupts into complete chaos. Every available weapon is fired by Ukraine's defenders as Russians press inside the trenches. Tanks and BMPs begin to fall back, but the battle is far from finished. Russian artillery unleashes another barrage on Ukrainian positions. Applause. Music. Even the fact that Russian troops had already entered Ukrainian trenches did not stop their own artillery fire. As the armored column attempts to withdraw, Ukrainian artillery, already anticipating their retreat, rains shells down. A strike lands, detonating a hidden mine. Russian units huddle for cover, waiting on new orders. Their officers demand further artillery barrages against Ukrainian strongholds. The shelling is relentless, and Ukrainian troops endure punishing fire. A UAV is dispatched to locate the enemy's artillery units, still hammering Ukrainian lines. The drone operator scans and finally spots a 2S7 system capable of firing up to 40 kilometers. That's when Ukrainian HIMARS comes into play. Once deployed and coordinates are locked, the missile launches. Applause. A precise strike, direct hit. The blast ignites ammunition, destroying the Russian artillery entirely. The danger is clear to Russian forces now. Quickly, a Tor-M2 air defense system tracks down the Ukrainian drone gathering intel. The operator locks on and fires a surface-to-air missile. It hits successfully, clearing the skies for the moment. Meanwhile, fighting at the front intensifies. Russian infantry pushes forward and clashes directly with Ukrainian defenders. Pressured heavily, Russian troops begin pulling back, but the attack is not over. Commanders send another armored column, determined to crush the Ukrainian defensive line. One more group, only a few hundred meters away, races forward. Packed with infantry, tanks and BMPs advance at top speed. This is the real test for Ukraine's defense. BM-21 Grad rocket systems are unleashed on the column. Music, explosions. Strike, destroying one BMP. 4 armored vehicles remain. A Russian tank fires, but Ukrainian forces return fire even as trench fighting rages. Russians push past destroyed armor, continuing their suppressive fire. A Ukrainian Vampire drone intervenes, halting an APC. Yet despite these efforts, Russian armor pushes through. The tension is unbearable. Ukrainian soldiers find themselves encircled. 2 BMPs full of Russian infantry close in. Ukrainian defenders fire RPGs to stop one of the vehicles, but are struck by tank rounds. Russian infantry pushes into trenches, but a Vampire drone is waiting. A 2-pound explosive drops, inflicting serious losses within minutes of deployment. Soon after, BMPs begin pulling back. Ukrainian artillery is ready, striking as soon as the retreat begins. A near hit, but some Russian armor escapes. Then another assault force, several tanks and APCs, attempts a flank. This time Ukraine is ready. Russian hopes of outmaneuvering are shattered by precise artillery fire and carefully laid mines. They believed Ukrainian firepower was already spent, expecting an easy push. Instead, when Ukrainian FPV drones join the battle, all chances of breaking through vanish. The swarm of drones takes out Russian vehicles in rapid succession, crushing the flank assault. Russian troops fail to secure ground. Ukrainian drones keep dropping grenades, creating chaos. Ukrainian artillery continues its relentless strikes, halting the attack. A Vampire drone eliminates fortified enemy positions, leaving no safe haven. But the fight grows desperate as ammunition runs low. Russian forces bleed men and machines at a staggering pace. From above, Ukrainian drones witness a grim sight. Russian troops retreating with nowhere to hide. Abandoned by their commanders, they finally realize their assault has failed.